Welcome to this daily practice that will touch on a little bit of everything from back bends to forward folds to strength to twists and just all around getting our body ready for the day, ready for anything that we're about to do, or as like a follow-up to something, maybe a little bit strenuous or tiring that we've already been doing. So let's start on our backs. Close your eyes and bring your feet, about a foot away from your hips. Place your hands on your hip bones and begin to just do some little pelvic tilts. So lift your hip bones up a little bit for an anterior tilt and then press them back and toward your shoulders for a posterior tilt. And just go back and forth, just little movements. Focus on your breath, moving in and out through your nose. Then we'll add a little activation from our feet. So press your feet down and forward isometrically and see how that flattens your low back and tones your belly a little bit. Then press into the ground and pull your heels towards your hips. Notice how that arches your back a little bit. And just continue to go back and forth with a little more awareness of using your legs to help power the movement. And next time you're in a little bit of a posterior tilt with your back flat, release your arms to the side and just start to lift your hips up a little bit and lower them down. So just curling the hips up till you feel the back hip bones off the floor and lower down. Let's start to get a little bit higher each time. Maybe you come up one more vertebrae in height. So as your more vertebrae lift off the floor, you get a little bit higher. Keep the legs actively engaged and try and make this movement nice and fluid. Don't let your knees flap open, but keep your knees facing forward towards your feet. And as you start to roll up higher and higher, notice how your glutes just naturally become more engaged. What we're trying to do is just follow the movement with the breath and make it nice and smooth, maybe lifting up just a little bit higher. Not forcing anything, but just seeing, how maybe your back is opening up a little bit more. Let's just do one more round of pressing down, lifting one vertebrae at a time off the floor. Getting up nice and high, pressing into your feet, and then lowering in reverse. So one vertebrae at a time lowers down. Actually, let's do that 2 more times, really focusing on each vertebrae as it lifts and lowers. Last one, press into the tripod of your foot as you lift your hips up. Maybe squeeze in a little tighter with your legs. Think of keeping the tailbone tucked, so a little bit of a posterior tilt. And when your hips are lowered, just take a breath here to relax. And hold the back of your legs. We're going to rock back and forth, trying to keep your chin tucked and controlling the momentum. And we're going to make our way to standing. So you can play with rocking up to standing, or you might have to use your hands for a little assist. But if you rock up, key is to keep your chin tucked and to land your feet as close to your hips as possible, and using momentum of your legs. And find your Tadasana at the front of your mat. Maybe just rock back and forth on your feet, lifting the heels and lifting the front of the foot up. You could have your knees a little bit bent if you like. And the weight is going to shift forward and back from the front of your foot to the back of your foot. Then anchor down through your Tadasana. On your inhale, reach your arms up. On your exhale, push your palms away as you lower down. Inhale, reach up, lift up. Reach the tailbone down as you lift your chest up. And then exhale, float your arms down. One more time. Inhale, reach up, lift up. Exhale, lower down. And now we're going to incorporate some twisting. So inhale, pull your arms up, pulling your left knee up, and then cactus your elbows and twist towards your left knee. Lower your foot down. Inhale, pull the right knee up, cactus your elbows, and twist to the right. And just keep repeating that, alternating from side to side. Inhale to lift, exhale to twist and tap. And go at your own pace. Maybe 2 more each side. And then reach your fingers up toward the sky. Come up onto your toes, hugging the ankles in. And then your exhale, forward fold. Step back into plank. Hug your legs in and grip the mat with your hands. And just shift your weight a little bit to the left hand and pick the right hand up, tapping your left shoulder. Come back to center. Pick the left hand up, tap the right shoulder. Try not to move too much from side to side. And try and keep your hips about shoulder height. Good, come back to center. Slowly lower all the way down. Point your toes, rise up, cobra, open up. Exhale, chest forward as you lower, tuck your toes. Press back to down dog. On your inhale, reach your right leg up. And on your exhale, step your foot forward, coming into crescent lunge. Back heel stays lifted, rise up. Just do little pulses here. So you sink your hips a little bit lower and lift up again. And cactus your elbows and twist to your right, extend your arms out. If you would like, you could reach back with your right arm, reach up with your left arm and up and back. Then swing the right arm forward, pivot on your back foot, opening up warrior 2. And reach back to reverse your warrior. Come back through warrior 2, straighten your front leg, bend your back knee and begin to sink down. Now you could sink down about halfway, you could sink down a little lower, and you could sink down even a little lower. But you have to have pretty old hamstrings to come super low, so just go to whatever level feels good to you. Press your right heel into the ground. Take a few breaths here. And press into your feet. You can use your hands to lift up and come over to the other side. Same thing here. Just take it nice and slow. Going as low as you feel you're ready to go. Come on back up. Place your hands down. So you're in a wide-legged forward fold. And just let your body hang. Let your head be heavy. Press into your feet. And lift back up. Spin your right foot forward as you walk your hands forward and step back into your down dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up, high to the sky, and then hug your knee toward your nose, your heel toward your hip. Step forward, crescent lunge, rise up. Do little lift and lowers here. And cactus your elbows, press your chest up. Twist toward your left, extend your arms nice and wide. And reach back for exalted crescent. And spin the back heel down, coming into warrior two. Reach back to reverse your warrior. Come back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg and come into as low of a lunge as you're ready. Pause here for a breath or two. Then push to come back up and lunge to your left side. Push down to come back up again. Come back to center. Heel toe your feet in a little bit. Take your right hand, grab the left ankle or calf. Take the left hand, grab the right ankle or calf, and just let your head dangle. Release your bottom hand. So for me, it's the right, and bring it across to the left. So the opposite arm is on top. Release your hand, spin your left foot forward. And step back into downward facing dog. And step or hop forward to your hands. Press into your legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a moment to pause in your Tadasana. So we're going to come into tree pose. On your inhale, pull your left knee up. Externally rotate to the hip, place your foot on your inner thigh. Reach your tailbone down as you reach your heart up. And then lower your hands down. We're going to come into half moon. So bring your right hand down, stack your hips, open up across the chest. Really engage into your deep core muscles. And look down and step back, warrior two. Reach back to reverse your warrior. And this time keep reaching back as you spin your feet, coming into crescent lunge facing the back of the mat. Find your revolved crescent, twisting towards your left, an exalted crescent. Then come back up, spin the back heel open again, warrior two. Reach back to reverse your warrior, then spin your feet, coming to crescent lunge facing the front of your mat. And step your back foot forward, lower down. We'll practice the same thing on the other side. So inhale, pull your right knee up. Externally rotate to the hip, place your foot on your inner thigh. Lower your left hand down, coming into half moon. Open up. Keep the back legs strong. Maybe gaze up. And look down, bend your front knee, reach back, coming into warrior two. Reach back to reverse your warrior. Keep reaching back as you lift your feet up, pivoting your feet, coming into crescent lunge facing the back of your mat. And twist to twisted crescent lunge exalted crescent. And spin the back arm forward, come back into warrior two. Reach back to reverse your warrior. And spin your feet again, coming back to crescent lunge. This time lower your hands down, step back to down dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, come forward for pigeon. Bringing your right knee forward. Stretch out through your back leg and just rock gently from hip to hip. And try coming up onto your finger pads and lift your chest up. Press into your back leg and squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Lift your chest up, opening up through your shoulders, front to back. And then bow forward, coming as low as you like. Make little movements here, little micro adjustments. Then lift up, walk your hands back, and we're going to step back into Wild Thing. So lift the back knee up, pick the front knee up and send it behind you, open up Wild Thing. And come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, step forward into pigeon. And again, just kind of set yourself up here, maybe rocking a little bit from side to side. Hug the legs in towards each other so the legs are strong. And arc your heart up, open up. Like a big proud pigeon. And then bring your walk forward, coming down a little bit lower. You can gently rock from side to side here. And walk your hands back, tuck your back toes, and swing the left leg over to the right, finding your Wild Thing, open up. Come back to downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the floor and come on up to kneeling. Pull the inner thighs back so your sit bones spread apart a little bit and then squeeze into that. Open up through your heart, pull the elbows back, puff your chest up. And you can even grab at your waist and place your thumbs facing up so you're kind of lifting up through those low ribs. Squeeze your glutes, lift your heart high. And keep your legs really strong and maybe release your hands coming into camel. Ustrasana. And keep squeezing the glutes as you lift from your chest first. Untuck your toes. Come forward into child's pose. And inhale, squeeze your legs, come back up to kneeling. This time maybe with your toes pointed instead of tucked. Squeeze your glutes, lift up through your heart. Keep your legs super active as you reach back for your heels. Opening up across your heart. You don't want to have any back pain here. So keep your legs engaged or don't go as far back if you're not ready for it. And lift back up and back to child's pose. We'll do it one more time with the option to walk your fingers towards the back of your knees. So press into the top of the toes. Come on up to kneeling. Hug your legs in. Press your hips forward. Keep a lift through your upper back. Keep the legs super active and the glutes active as well. And reach back. And maybe bring your fingers a little forward to the back of your knees. Opening up here. And lift back up, leading with your heart. And this time we'll come into downward facing dog. Step or hop your feet forward. Press into the earth. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Step your weight into your right foot. Pull your left knee up. Grab your knee with your left hand and open your leg out to the side. You can open your arm out to the other side. Keep your gaze steady. And come back, release your foot. Find your tree pose. And warrior three. Arms can be in any position that you like. And keep the back leg super strong and lifted. Pull your knee back up into your chest. And root down, coming back to Tadasana. Open up here. Roll out the shoulders. Inhale, pull the right knee up. Grab your right knee with your right hand. Open your hip out to the side. Release your foot, place your foot for tree pose. And reach your foot back, a warrior three. Good, bend your knee, pull your knee up again. And lower down to Tadasana. So we'll do the same thing, but this time there's the option to hold your foot instead of your knee and see how that feels. So inhale, pull your left knee up. Take your left hand either back to your knee or to the outside of your left foot. Extend your leg, and then open out to the side. Release, or you can bring your foot to your inner thigh for tree pose. Then reach back for your warrior three. Bend your back knee forward. Grab a hold of your knee or your foot. Bring your knee out to the side. Straighten your leg, lift up. And lower back down into your Tadasana. Just shake everything out for a little bit. And anchor back into Tadasana. Pull the right knee up, grabbing your knee or your foot with your right hand. Open your knee, extend your leg, or open your knee out to the side, your leg or your knee out to the side, and think of lifting up. And bring your foot back in for tree pose. Find your warrior three. Pull the back knee up again. And back to Tadasana. So our body craves new challenges, it also craves repetition. So let's try that again. Inhale, pull the left knee up, grabbing your knee or your foot. Open your knee out to the side, your hip out to the side, extend your leg. Or just press into your knee and lift up. And bring your foot back in, finding your tree pose. And come on into warrior three. Pull your knee back up again, coming back into tree pose. And back to Tadasana. Shake it out a little bit. Other side. So inhale, pull the right knee up. Grab your knee or your foot or your ankle. And open your knee out to the side or extend your leg out to the side. Lift up nice and tall. And bring your foot in for tree pose. And back to warrior three. Back up into tree pose. And into your Tadasana. Let's do a little shaking again. Bring your feet a little wider apart and come in into a squat. Press the elbows out into the knees as you hug your knees into your elbows. And just lift your heels up and lower down. Next time you lower down, hug your knees in, reach your legs up for boat pose, Navasana. Then bend your knees, round down onto your back. And circle your knees around your hips, both directions. Float your arms and legs up for dead bug pose. Let everything relax. Now flex your feet, flex your wrists. Internally rotate your legs so the toes turn in towards each other and keep pressing up through the heels. Externally rotate your shoulders so your fingers turn out and then bring your arms over your head. Keep pressing up through the heels of your feet and up through the heels of your hands. So notice your low back is flat to the floor. And notice how your body wants to come out of this flexion. So keep flexing, breathing. We'll stay here a few more breaths. Keep renewing the flexion so you feel like your muscles are working. And when we come out, we're going to come out one limb at a time. So bring your right hand to your belly. And bring your left hand to your belly. Bring your right foot down. And bring your left foot down. And just let everything relax. Open your arms out to the side. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. And begin to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Let's come back to center. Give yourself a nice little hug. You're welcome to add a Savasana in if you like. Otherwise, you can rock up to seated. Thank you for joining me for this practice. I hope that it kind of tested your balance and maybe built a little more self-awareness and strength and proprioception, interoception. Thank you so much for joining me. Would love to hear how you feel in the comments below. Please tell a friend, hit the like button, and see you again soon. Bye.